Hey, how's it going, everyone? Tyler here for your Week 3 recap video. I'm sorry about this, but I was trying to look up. I've been doing this over and over, and I thought I forgot Kirk and Zach's video in my last recording, but you guys did not include a replay or post to the Facebook wall. Good job. We're keeping it strong. 3 weeks in a row, someone's fucked up. Anyway, that being said, I think we should talk about our league standings. It's kind of a good spot to talk about them right now. In first place is Adam at 5-1 with KD at plus 17. In second place is myself, Tyler, at 5-1 at plus 16. Third place is Hayden at 4-2. He is even. Fourth place is Trevor at 3-3 at minus 3. Tied for fifth and sixth is Blake and Kirk at 2-4 at minus 4. Seventh place is Forrest at 2-4 at minus 7. Last place, to bring it up, is Zach at 1-5 at minus 12. At Hayden's, we were kind of talking about playoff scenarios, or are we going to have them? Are we not? We can vote about it if we want to have them. If not, it's no big deal. If we do have playoffs, though, I think we should have a cutoff. That way, the regular season has significance. Because seeding really doesn't necessarily matter. It's not like, we have divisions or anything like that, or we play certain people more than others. We all play each other twice, and it's pretty much straight up. It's not like we have home court advantage or anything like that. I don't care how it's organized, but I think if we do have a playoffs, there should be a cutoff because that puts significance on the regular season. Also, that being said, every spot's open from top to bottom. All these spots can change. Week 4, we're playing one new opponent, and then we're repeating from here on out. So that's kind of interesting. We're playing, everyone that we just played. So potentially you could beat who just beat you, or lose to who you just beat. So this really could come down to point differentials. That being said, every spot's kind of open, especially 3 through 6. That's one win away, one big win, or vice versa, or the opposite. That being said, I'm going to get into the battles. For our first one, I have between Adam and Forrest. For Forrest, he brought his lead Drudagon. It's put in some decent work for him. Got up Stealth Rocks, I'm pretty sure, and just kind of put some solid damage out here and there. Adam kind of brought his patented bulky Mega Gyarados. From what it seems like, he always brings some solid HP maybe investment into it. I'm not really sure. I know it has solid bulk to it, so I'm not really sure how he's running it. But anyhow, it really didn't do too much, but it set up Kartana for a really easy revenge kill, giving it its Beast Boost, going up to +1 attack. Force brings in a Crobat, which Kartana lives its Brave Bird, and then goes for a Darkium Z move, and knocks out the Crobat, giving it a +2. Then Forrest brings in a Xurkitree, which Adam goes for a Smart Strike, which is a Steel-type move on Electric Pokemon, so it's resisted. I think if Adam goes for a Leaf Blade or the Dark-type move that he had, I think it's Brutal Swing, but especially if he goes for Leaf Blade, if it had it. He knocks out the Xurkitree, I think, and potentially keeps running through Forrest's team. But anyhow, he goes for a Smart Strike, and the Xurkitree lives, then being able to knock out the Kartana with, I think, an HP Fire, giving it its +1 Beast Boost and its special attack. Adam then sends out his own Gliscor. Xurkitree goes for an Energy Ball. Gliscor lived on 2%. That's significant because I think after that, the way that Adam was kind of playing his Electivire, it could have been Choice Scarf, so I don't think it necessarily mattered, but it could have been, a big deal if this Gliscor dies, giving Xurkitree +2 at that point. But anyhow, it lives on 2, then knocks it out with an Earthquake. Porygon 2 at this point has kind of a free lane to just clean everything up. Use Thunder Wave here and there. Forrest tried to set up with Tyranitar, a couple of Dragon Dances, 2 of them. He ends up knocking out Porygon 2, but the Electivire, like I said, might have been scarfed. It seemed like it was, and finishes up the Tyranitar and something else. I don't know. But Adam ended up winning 3-0. The next battle was between Trevor and Forrest. To start out, you guys just kind of traded out big blows. The Nihilego used a Continental Crush, which is a Z-Rock move, and something else is something else. But basically, you guys started out 5v5 instead of 6v6. Forrest brought a Savali Ground, which was a pretty good type for it, I think, especially with the Jolteon and the U-turn from the Beedrill. Sorry. Something kind of interesting late game. It was Beedrill set up a Tailwind. At this point in the match, I think Trevor had this wins pretty secure. I think he could have just kind of U-turned around, but he went for Tailwind, which is just cool to see. It didn't really help or change the battle, but it was just, like I said, kind of cool. The U-turn and Volt Switch is just kind of too much, and Trevor ended up winning 1-0. My next battle was between Hayden and myself. Looking at Hayden's team, I was fearing a Choice Scarf Darmanitan and the Mega Mawile with like Iron Head, Swords Dance, Sucker Punch, and like Fire Fang. But anyhow, starting out the battle, we kind of go back and forth, get knockoffs. I think I set up Rock Seismitoad, knock off the Excavalier's Salt Vest. Then I had Tapu Bulu in, and Hayden switches in his Excavalier. I think I go for a Stone Edge maybe on it. He has some decent damage. And then I didn't think he had Poison Jab. So I went for Stone Edge. I assumed he was going to go for maybe Knockoff or Mega Horn or, I don't know, nothing, not Poison Jab, maybe Iron Head at the most. And I knew I was probably going to be able to live that. And then I had the Phydium Z, which was all out pummeling on my superpower, so I was going to try to hit him with that. I ended up dying to the Poison Jab, but this gives me a good setup for Magearna, or a good opportunity to set up. I go for my first Shift Gear, go for my second one because of the Choice Scarf Darmanitan, and then from there, I just HP Fire the Excavalier, get my Soul Heart, and then I think Thunderbolt and Ice Beam kind of cleaned up the rest of Hayden's team. The reason I had 2 Z moves, first, I really didn't know what to put on my Tapu Bulu. I didn't want Choice Scarf. Okay, yes, it could catch things off guard. That's cool. But Darmanitan then Revenge kills it. Okay, or I go for a Grass-type move, and Mega Mawile can set up a Swords Dance and then kill me. So that's not good. And that's why I didn't want to Scarf him. I don't think Life Orb would have benefit the damage for anything. So that's why I put this the Phydium Z move on Bulu for the superpower, so I don't lose the stat drops, blah blah blah. I can kind of maybe stay in. And I also had a Fire Z move on Mega Mawile, or on my Magearna for the HP Fire for the Mega Mawile. That's why I had both of them. Hayden didn't bring that. And then once I knew I'd kill the Excavalier with a regular HP Fire, so I didn't have to. I don't even think I went for HP Fire after that. But I ended up winning a 5-0. Magearna just does what it did. Going on to the next battle between Kirk and Blake. V-Crate on Victini is a beast. It's snatching lives out here. Comfy is a beast, if you guys didn't know that. But the Thunder Wave on the Heliolisk was pretty key for kind of keeping it tamed and under control. Yeah, with the Triage ability, it still gets its priority on healing moves, but it was still Thunder Wave. Also stopped the Shift Gear. The Kling Klang? Sorry. Kirk went for a Shift Gear on his Kling Klang. It possibly could have done some work, but with it being Thunder Waved, I think Infernape was able to come in and just kill it. Home Claws was on the Infernape. Maybe it had Stone Edge. I don't know. I don't know. That must have been the only reason in my head, what I can think of, because Swords Dance makes more sense, but you don't want to miss. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not too sure. Anyhow, the Infernape kind of setting up was kind of scary. Looking at it, I thought Kirk might have lost right there, but he ended up winning, or not. Well, he does, but going on into the battle, Mega Absol had Iron Tail. That was kind of cool on the Shiinotic. From there, the question was, could Kirk, with his Comfey, break through all the T-Waves? The answer is yes, and he ends up winning 2-0. The Thunder Wave on the Heliolisk, like I said, was a good move on it, but Blake also ran Thunder on it, which he missed a couple. The Thunder Wave came through, so really it kind of balanced itself out. But if he has Thunderbolt over Thunder, does hitting every time do anything different? Who knows? But does the extra damage do anything? Who knows? We could look at it, but it's over with. Next battle was between Adam and myself. Adam let out his Rotom Heat, and looking at this, I knew it was going to be a problem. I mean, the Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Overheat, HP Grass for my Seismitoad, I knew it was going to be a problem. I decided to bring an Assault Vest Seismitoad for this, and it didn't do anything really for me. I really should have just set up Stealth Rocks. I think that probably would have been better, and just sacked and just kind of had my Seismitoad for Stealth Rocks, and that was probably about it. From there, I don't really know what happened with that, how I kind of got around his Rotom Heat. But from there, I thought the Tapu Bulu that I brought walled his Mega Gyarados if it was going to set up at all. Because Dragon Dance Mega Gyarados with Earthquake, Waterfall, Crunch gets walled by Tapu Bulu pretty decently. But Adam brought Iron Head on it, so I was kind of screwed there. For this battle, at least from my perspective, it was just figuring out sets. If Kartana was Scarf, this. If Mega Gyarados set up or did this, do this. As we found out, I think only his Typhlosion was Scarfed. I think I wasn't. No. I think we figured out that it wasn't. His Togekiss wasn't Scarfed. I don't think he brought a Scarfer on me, actually. So I knew my Aerodactyl was the fastest thing. So once I kind of worked things down, as long as I hit certain moves, I would hopefully be on top. On my part, though, just because I can speak better on this, I was expecting the obvious Gliscor and Porygon 2 core that he's brought every single week, I think. My Magearna was pretty much directly to counter that. I definitely over-prepared for those two, and I used Magearna killing those as part of my preparation, which, not having them brought, I was kind of useless. It was definitely an offensive setup mon. I kind of joked. I said that, I thought I was gonna sweep Adam better than I swept Hayden, but it was definitely a very close battle. I thought it was a pretty good one. Nothing too hacksy over here, but it was just kind of good straight up battling. I ended up winning in a 2-0. The next battle was between Blake and Hayden. Slowking is an absolute beast. I think it set up a couple of Reflects. With its Regenerator ability, I know at some point during the battle, it was near mid to late game, I think Clawitzer was in, and I was watching over, Hayden's shoulder or whatever on his computer, and he's like, I win right here, because, you scroll over on Slowking, and it had like 33 health. He's like, yeah, I win. But when you switch it in, it had like 50-something, 55, I think, and he's like, oh, shoot, not yet. But, Slowking is a beast. Being able to set up its Reflects or, its screens and just switch out without having to slack off or, recover up. Hayden made a really interesting play with his Hippowdon. The Honchkrow went for Heat Wave, which Hayden tried to find the Zoroark right away, I guess. and goes for an earthquake, which Zoroark can't learn Heat Wave, I don't believe at least, and that kind of obviously made it Honchkrow. It was just kind of funny. But another interesting play, especially from Blake's perspective, was Excavalier stayed in on Honchkrow, and this was just kind of weird at the time, or seemed like it, but I don't know, but it seemed like Hayden was just like, well, Excavalier can't really do anything. It's, basically dead. So he was just kind of sacking it. But Blake not going for Heat Wave then allowed Excavalier to go for an X-Scissor, knocking it out. With Honchkrow's Moxie ability, that could have maybe done something. A really good play by Blake, and really good play, was when he made a double from his Slowking to the Alolan Ninetales on Hayden's Clawitzer to Hippowdon. Now the Hippowdon switch, I don't think Blake could have predicted, or if he did, well, you should go play the lottery, I guess. But Clawitzer was Scarf, so it was faster than his Slowking. I mean, it would be normally. But that switching out first put Hippowdon on the field, then putting up Sand. Since Slowking was taken out second, Ninetales then was brought on, puts up the Hail. Hayden has a Lycanroc with Sandrush. I believe is some sort of choice. But this basically not negates it, but definitely hinders its overall effectiveness. To which then I think Alolan Ninetales picks up a kill with a Blizzard. And that was just like a really cool play. It really worked out for Blake. Overall, switching the Alolan Ninetales on the Clawitzer is a fine play. It kind of walls it decently. In the end, the Choice Scarf Clawitzer that I was talking about was definitely a really big thorn in Blake's side, and Hayden ended up winning in a 2-0. The final battle that I can talk about was between Trevor and Zach. The Magicoat Alakazam was just kind of cool, trying to catch a sticky web on the Shuckle. But in the end, Shuckle got rocks up on Zach and also toxic his Tangrowth, which it was kind of because I think Zach goes for, well, he just couldn't kill it in the end. I think he went for a double knockoff, and then that allowed the toxic on it, which with the Mega Beedrill, it's not like Tangrowth was really going to wall too much, because it just gets Volt turned into Beedrill and then dies, more than likely. But it just, kind of stinks that Shuckle was able to get off that little extra bit on it, because the toxic on Tangrowth is huge. But anyhow, Beedrill, just looking at Zach's team, was a huge problem. Also, Tornadus T looked like a really good pickup for Trevor, especially with his team, how he Volt turn, U-turns around. Having that Regenerator offensive threat is definitely something. Trevor ended up winning in a 3-0. Like I said, Kirk and Zach's battle did not upload, but I believe Kirk was the winner. I'm on the sheet right now, so I'll just check. Oh, my mistake. Zach, according to the sheet, Zach won that in a 2-0. I remember watching this on Kirk's laptop just a little bit. I know the Absol also had the Iron Tail, and we gave Zach a bunch of shit because the Florges on Zach died to the Iron Tail of the Absol, and we were like, dude, we just played, blah, blah, blah. So that's all I remembered of it. But Zach ended up winning. Good for him. Got his first win. That being said, I like the idea of kind of hanging out, trying to show up, meet together. I can do something this weekend if you guys want. Just let me know, or if anyone else wants to. I get it. I'm kind of, a drive away from some people, but most of you have been to my house and understand it's not that big of a deal. Good luck week 4. See ya guys later.